Hello everyone and welcome to another card video. Today is the April release for Your Next Stamp. So I'm playing with some brand new Your Next Stamp goodies. This one is called Unicorns Rock and it's a great unicorn set. I've also got CZ Designs all caps #1 dies and a piece of Neenah 110-pound cardstock. And I'm just trimming them so that I can do some ink blending and that I know where to put the ink for the dies. So I'm going to do a rainbow. We're starting with Candied Apple Distress Oxide and we're moving on to Wild Honey. Then a little squeezed lemonade and then some twisted Citron. I also did the other end of the rainbow, but I didn't record that because kind of watching people ink blend is kind of boring. So I did the same thing just with blues and purples. So I just did a rainbow of color and we're using the dies to cut out You Rock, okay? And this is just Neenah 110-pound cardstock. I got my fingers good and inky doing this. It was super fun. And I'm using my Sizzix Sidekick to cut them out. It's very handy. I love having this thing. So once I have all of my letters cut out and they're rainbowed up, we're gonna stamp the dancing unicorn and the little boom box with Your Next Stamp black olive ink because we're gonna do some Copic coloring. So now that I have all my images stamped, I do have a Copic color map on my blog. I think it pops up on the screen here at some point. But this card, I usually set up a second camera to watch me as I create so that I can give you guys 2 camera angles. Well, I bought something new this week and it's really not working out, or maybe it's operator error. I have to figure it out. So that's why I don't have any second camera footage for the first part of this video because it wasn't working for me. So I had to change gears in the middle of creating this card, but it is coming, I promise. So I do have a Copic color map for what I'm coloring. My W1 marker is drying up. Don't you hate buying reinkers? I don't like buying reinkers. I'd rather buy other new colors, you know? But I love the warm grays, so I have to buy the reinker because I love W1. I'm coloring a rainbow in the hair, both the mane and the tail, right? Unicorn has a mane. That, I don't know. But it's got a rainbow hair and rainbow tail, and I did end up coloring the boombox gold because who wouldn't want a gold boombox, for real? If I were buying a boombox right now, it would totally be gold. Just saying. And then I did end up coloring the little, the bottom of the notes. I'm not sure what that's called. I'm not a very musically oriented, maybe my husband knows, but the bottom of the notes, the little loops at the bottom, I know there is a name. If somebody knows the name of those things, leave it down below. But I ended up coloring those also to match the horn, unicorn horn, and the boombox. And then I also used those same markers to do the inside of the flower, which I think leaving the flower white was good because I didn't want it to distract from the beautiful rainbow hair. If you're wondering, that other image that's on my piece of paper is from another new set called One in a Melon. So I'm just using the coordinating dies to cut out my images, and it cuts out the little music notes too, which is fabulous. I ended up cutting a few more of those towards the end of the video, but I'm using black craft foam and double-sided tape to pop up my front panel. This front panel is cut from Your Next Stamp stitched rectangle die, and it's called Shimmering Black or Shimmery Black. It's Crafter's Companion. I saw it at Creativation and I had to have it. It's a shiny black cardstock. It's beautiful. You can't really see it on camera. You can see that it's shiny, but So now I've cut little tiny pieces of foam tape to pop up my words, my sentiment, my alphabet dies cutouts. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, I cut little strips of foam tape to pop them up, and I'm just trying to do them as straight as possible here. Using my handy dandy ruler. And I'm positioning them so that the little boombox can be up in the upper left-hand corner, and then the unicorn can be on the right side, and hopefully the composition makes sense. So, well, I got some inspiration from a picture that I saw on Pinterest. A lot of times I go on Pinterest to get inspiration for my cards, and I wanted a splattery or a shiny kind of background, and so I bought this Hero Arts white shimmering mist, and I thought it would be more opaque than it really is. And it's really not, because if you look at that piece of paper, there is shimmer mist already on it, and you see how subtle it is? It's just a different look. So it starts off a little more opaque, but then it ends up drying down, and it kind of absorbs into the paper more than I'd like. So I broke out the Ranger acrylic paint in Glacier White, and I put it in a little dish, like a condiment dish, and I put a little bit of water in there as well. That's just clean water, and mixed it up to kind of make it less thick. And I'm going to take a toothbrush that I bought. This is like a charcoal toothbrush. That's why the bristles are black. And splattering to see if it gives me the effect that I want. And it does. I think it looks exactly what I'm trying to go for. So now we're going to put it on the project. I've already adhered my panel to the card base, so I've got to cover up the card base because I don't want the splatters on there. So I'm kind of like maneuvering these paper towels around while I splatter, and everything was going great until I got a huge glob of paint right next to the U, and it's about to happen right now. You see it? Do you see that big glob? Oh, yeah, I did that, and I was so disappointed. And Tim's like, oh, you got to start over, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to start over. So I started to do surgery on this paint blob, and you can still see it, but I'm not starting over. So I started to try to camouflage it a little bit. I did an okay job. You can still see that there was a big blob there, but I don't think it's too bad. I don't know. I was not going to start over. So now I'm just adhering. My images are popped up with Scotch 3M foam tape, and I'm adhering the little music notes with a little bit of Ranger Multimedia Matte. I used to have a jewel picker, or I still have it, but it lost its stickiness, okay? So it no longer picks anything up. So what I did was I bought some poster adhesive, like that blue stuff that you put on the wall that doesn't damage it, and I stuck it to the end of this micro brush, and it's really working out fabulous for me, and that's what I'm using to adhere my music notes down with my syringe. So if you need like a cheap fix for that, that's a good idea. It actually works. Find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That's it, folks. Coming up is some footage of an evening Easter egg event that we had here at the house. I hope you enjoy watching it.
Don't get the ones with lights. There's no candy in them, so all the kids are just they're skipping over.
They don't know nothing. I got lots of candy.
You want that bar here? No. Pick them up, Buzz. Put them in your bag. Where's something that's glowing? Lights.
Oh, it's so cold compared to a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Where's my jacket? Look, buddy, look at all your eggs. Did you find them all? Can you see any more?
Slow down so you don't fall on your face.
They all look like glowing beacons. What have you got?
What do you think? You think
Yes, good job.
Yeah.